the story of a Buffalo soldier. He rode where freedom was promised, though it had not yet reached his own doorstep. With courage as his compass, he guarded a nation still learning to honor his sacrifice. His footprints became history, and his legacy still calls us to stand with purpose. LaWanna Bradford, daughter of Sergeant Major Harlan L. Bradford, Sr.
The type of a come on. It's hot out here.
And at that time, and there were soldiers scattered all over this. So starting from where we are now, especially in this area over here, the hospital was in this area here. They had, I think, a 200 million bed hospital here. One of the largest hospitals in the United States was in this square block here.
What happened to it?
See, these were temporary World War II barracks that they were torn down about 10 years ago. So all of this was the hospital area. This side of the road over here were nothing but barracks.
Oh, tell me, were they single story or double story?
No, these were double story.
Double story? I know, that's what I don't even remember.
And now, to put things in perspective, maybe when you were here, this road right here going through there, there was a chapel sitting right here in this corner. Right here, the Army chapel.
I remember the chapel.
All of that area out there were nothing but barracks, two-story barracks.
Okay.
Glenn, we'll drive by the Officers Club. And this building over here to our left, this was the colored Officers Club, so we're going to drive by that. We take this picture over here. To the left, right here, to the left, your Army left. That way, that way, yeah. Turn left here. We're going by that building over there.
Yeah. The other left, right?
Your other left, your military left.
Isn't that interesting? The biggest thing I remember is we did marches, and they taught us eyes right.
Yeah.
And I always practice eyes right.
So now this entire area here was full of barracks. Now that's the Officers Club. Here, so we'll drive by.
Up there on the right?
Yeah. Now, of course, this was, like I said, this was the Officers Club, so you would not have been entertained in here. The Enlisted Men's Club was at another location.
I didn't even remember we had it.
See, there are at least 2 enlisted men's core training areas here. Just right.
Yeah, Williams Field, see?
Pardon me?
I said it was Williams Field. I actually played ball on this field.
Oh, yeah.
What did the USO guy people come?
Where did they go?
I mean, come to. They used to entertain us.
Well, okay, like I said, they entertain here in the Officers Club, as well as in the NCL or the Enlisted Men's Quarters. We're going to take a left. This street.
Did you know you had the best Army band in all of Italy and all of Europe? The Bouncing Buffaloes?
Yes, sir.
They were called the Bouncing Buffaloes?
Yes. And they came from all the big bands like Duke Ellington, Count Basie.
Oh, really?
Jay McShane played with them. One of the Mills brothers sang with them.
Wow.
And that's the main road up here, so turn left. You know who brought jazz to Europe, don't you, Mr. Pollard?
The black soldiers.
Yes, sir. The All the Hellfighters under James Reese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they brought jazz to Europe.
Well, I tell you, the Bouncing Buffaloes was the best band in the whole of Italy, whole of Europe. Marching band.
Now I can see them because I know where they are. There are some white signs on this mountain, on this hill over here. Yeah. All down here were the follow these cars here. These were the rifle ranges. This is where you guys practice your marksmanship down here.
Is that where? Down here.
So when you were enlisted, this was your first duty station?
No, I went to basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay.
Harmony Church area.
Did I tell you I was stationed in the church?
You were?
Yeah.
That's where we were halfway integrated.
Oh, yeah. So you saw where the black officers club was, or the colored officers club.
Yeah.
So up here is we're going to pass by where the white officers club was. And it's been torn down.
They tore it?
Yeah,
Tore
like I
down
said,
everything.
all of the World War II buildings were supposed to have been torn down. There's still a few. I think there's about 15 World War II buildings still on Fort Huachuca. But where these pavilions are on the left, that's where the white officers club was
They tore it
located.
down.
Yes, sir.
That's where I had my wedding reception.
Oh,
in there. When it was there. Now it's just a
See
memory.
that down. What is this building here?
These are like our Army Hotel, the Army Hotel. The next left. The next
Right here.
These quarters here, these are officers' quarters. Normally, like lieutenants, captains, and warrant officers live in these quarters here. These are hotels, Army hotels.
This
here.
is really nice. Great quarters over here, the offices.
Now the two-story buildings here, right? Now these two-story buildings, they were built in the late 1800s, around 1890 is when all these two-story buildings were built.
No,
So
what are these, Barry?
these are officers' quarters today. This entire area where we are now, officers live up here.
What's the troop strength over here?
About 6,000. There's about
That's a lot.
6,000 permanent party active duty soldiers here.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, when we got here, LaWanna, they were here before. There was over almost 20,000 soldiers here. And today, there's only about 6,000.
And this is all officers?
All of this is officers' quarters here. Now that tower in front of us, that's a water tower. That tower holds 250,000 gallons of water.
And on the left here, you got
All of these are
officers.
Now see, these are duplex quarters, so all of these are officers live here. Generally, your senior officers like majors, colonels, and generals live here. And these quarters back, we're gonna let's take pull up in front of the museum here, so he doesn't have that far. Go along, in front of him, going up straight up. We're going to get out
nice
right
quarters.
here, so he doesn't have that far to walk.
Let's stop here.
Now the division, I'm not sure. Probably because see, we had a brigade. We have a signal brigade here, so all of the brigade companies, they fit on this parade field. But of course, now a division is a lot larger than a brigade. So whether an entire division would have fit here, I don't know. But the brigade would have fit here. Oh, look who's here. This picture was taken in the 1940s.
When they used to put us on marches on the parade ground, was this it?
Not this one. On the other side of this building is another field just like this one, but this was the main parade field here.
Yeah.
Like this field, and so these were taken. This photograph was taken in the 1940s. These were pictures of the WAC, the female, when they trained, here at the same time. You were here. What you're looking at here, we are right here.
Gotcha.
Okay, so what you're looking at is back here. When Fort Huachuca was originally established, that's a fort. It was a camp is back in those hills over there, not here. So in 1877, none of this was here. So only yeah, we'll drive through there. But like I said, you're gonna see coyotes. All these animals that you see here live on Fort Huachuca.
Where's that little javelina?
The javelina, these guys. Now, if you come up here, this is you too, LaWanna.
Okay.
Come up here around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you will see hundreds of wild turkey up here. Deer and wild turkey. This place is around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to their roosting, places, here.
Can I get a picture of everybody
Oh,
in
absolutely.
front of this?
So it's time for them to come out. You won't find too many of them down here in this area here, but if we go west of here, what we call the West Range, there's a lot of rattlesnakes.
Which are usually held in Washington, D.C. or the East Coast. And every year I do this. I said, next year I'm gonna go. And because trying to raise a family, get them through school and stuff, everything seemed to block that wish. And now you guys made it possible.
For us, it's our second home.
Can you do that one more time?
Huh?
Ask the question one more time.
Oh, I was saying that what you said about the Italian people, how warm and loving they are. My dad said the same thing, and that's why we consider it our second home.
Great. You know what? Well, you would love the people. We would be in mess line with those damn mess kits. Finish eating, and the people would be so hungry. You give them what's left. I was over there with the 88th Division one time, and they finished eating, and they took the stuff and into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
That was the difference.
Oh.
So we're going to be talking as we drive around. But
Okay.
let me show you something real quick, and you probably walk by these rocks every day.
They're hieroglyphics?
Yes.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at that. Oh my gosh.
They're each one of these.
Oh my goodness.
Each
look
one of
at
these
that.
rocks. And see,
Oh.
when they tell the story, they don't tell this story.
Yeah. So there's also a cave or something going out. There's a cave or something going out to that.
Yeah,
Hieroglyphics.
now that
Yeah.
I've
The thing
seen.
that took me, I took the long view. I said, that's a turtle shell.
And then there are some over here also.
Where did they find these?
Pardon me?
Where did they find these rocks?
No one here at the museum knows who brought them here.
Wow.
What a
Look at that one up close that way.
We would pass that up and never look.
You'd never
Yeah.
see it. No.
But this is gorgeous place. Look at this.
Outside of the museum.
It's beautiful.
We're going to go around.
Did you know that stone building? We were put on a roadblock outside of Cerveza in a stone building like that. And almost without change, Germans would come down out of the mountains and saying they were Polish and wanted to give up.
Oh.
And we would take them prisoner.
We're not going to go through the barricade. Just go on a little further here. Now,
This is an orchard, isn't it?
well, it used to be when we had a lot of soldiers here. Well, let me tell you a little story here. The road here, which is fenced off now, this is called Huachuca Canyon. In 1944-ish,
Yeah.
44, we're going to go this way. There were two soldiers, didn't have anything to do on a Saturday afternoon, so they decided to take a hike up this canyon here. One of the soldiers said he fell into a cavern somewhere up the road here. When he was able to get himself together, there was the cavern was full, stacked with like maybe 6 or 7 foot high with gold bullion. So now during the 40s, of course, it was against the law to own gold or anything. So the guy's name is Sergeant Jones. He and his buddy went back down to one of the camps down here, or the barracks. They got a rope and a ladder. They came back up here and lowered Jones back down into the cavern. And like I said, there was about a 6 or 7 foot high stack of gold bullion.
My God.
Jones allegedly cut a sliver of one of those gold bullions off. And like I said, since it was against the law to own gold, he took that gold bullion to, I think, Douglas. Okay, we're talking about Douglas. And he sold that sliver of gold to an assayer. And before they shipped out to Europe, Jones threw one hell of a beer party for the men and his company. So the war is over. Jones survives the war. He comes back. Jones is from Dallas, Texas. He convinced the Army, he told the Army about his story, and he convinced the Army to let him come back on the installation and see if they could find that gold. Well, the fort has authorized 7 excavations up this mountain here, and they've never been able to find the gold.
No.
Now, if they did, they didn't tell anybody. But they have allowed 7 excavations up this path here to see if they could find that cavern of gold, and they say they haven't found it. I've seen apparitions in this building. The story goes, like I said, this was a hospital. A soldier's wife gave birth to a young baby, of course, and the baby died. And this mother became so distraught about losing her child that it said that she still haunts, this building here.
Interesting story.
Yeah, and like I said, most families who lived in there say, yep, there are spots in that building that's colder than any other spots. There are things that move around, misplaced, etc. Yeah.
Are these buildings air conditioned?
They are now. Okay, we can go ahead.
The name of the documentary film that you were in, which is called With One Hand Tied, you said there was another name they were considering?
Another name that they were going to call it, Gigante Buono, means the good giant. And in that film that you saw, a lot of that film was edited and cut on the floor, left a lot of good things. My favorite scene in there was one of the big MPs. MPs were great big guys.
I'm married for
they were literally the good giants. And the little kid was sitting on his lap, and they were sharing a chocolate bar. And that to me was a great scene. They shouldn't have cut that out of the movie, The Good Giant, on it. But With One Hand Tied was, and I look back at my experience because it was such a cyclical thing. Integration, segregation, integration, segregation. And I bounced around. Like when I was inducted at the age of 18, I was sent by myself with, what do you call them, orders or whatever they call them, your orders.
Probably. The military doesn't move without orders, right?
Some orders. And we're going to Fort Benning, Georgia for basic training. And when I got on the train, rode it all the way down to the Mason-Dixon line. And until then, everything was integrated. We were enjoying the camaraderie of white troops as well as ourselves. Got to the Mason-Dixon line, time to eat supper, and they put a curtain around me. And I said, well, private dining room. Well, how do I deserve this? And But it was my first act of segregation, really.
So where is home for you? Where did your
I grew up
Army
in-
journey start?
Well, I grew up in New Bedford, Massachusetts, but then I went to Chicago where my mother was living, and I was inducted from Chicago. And all the smart kids, they either went into the Air Force or the Navy. And the Great Lakes training station was there, so they saw a lot of the black soldiers that came from Camp Robert Small. And they said, oh, this is it. They said, don't get drafted, they'll put you in the infantry. We said, oh yeah, we don't want to do that. And so a lot of the smart kids went into the Navy, and they were trained, and they could use their training. They trained you how to wash dishes, how to cook, and how to serve officers. We said, gee, good jobs after we get out. But instead I got drafted and went to Fort Sheridan.
Is important. A lot of people don't know about Buffalo Soldiers, unfortunately. But what would you like them to know about Buffalo Soldiers?
I like the double V means a lot. Means there was a victory over Jerry, but the victory at home has never been accomplished. And despite the loss of a lot of great guys in their teenage years, on it, the bravery of these guys, on it. So what I'd like to do, which would happen, would be the same loyalty, appreciation for liberation that the Italian people have towards the Buffalo Soldiers. The hugs that you get from the Italian people. And it hurts when you face discriminatory practices still in force, like we never did anything. That's why I have 6 grandchildren, and they're all great soccer players. And so I would go to their matches, and at Amherst College, there would be Sloan, who would kneel with her team, with the national anthem. She would kneel. And she got her black teammates to kneel with her on it. I had a group of friends that finally said, well, we understand Andy, because when the national anthem played, my children never stand up. Jan and Mark, I would be sitting there, and people would understand why. I have no loyalty to this country. And one of the things I wish I could overcome would be the kind of hatred for a person like a president like Trump, who tries to demolish everything that blacks have attained. And that's caused an anger that I've never been able to let go of. Wonderful music that the band played. Anybody see Soldier Story? The movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember, the ending was St. Louis Blues March. That's the same song they played when we went to the train.
Really? Oh, I'm gonna have to find a copy of that. Get a nice picture.
Yeah, well, you did.
The convoy. We got to Africa, Morocco, and we lined up the side of the ship to watch the officers go ashore.
Oh, why was that?
Huh?
Why was that?
That's a good question. We were up there looking, they were going out and having a good time.
And you had to stay on the ship.
Yeah.
And you said it was Liberty?
A Liberty
We
ship.
are Liberty ships, yes.
Okay.
That's what the ships were called that took soldiers overseas. They were called Liberty ships.
Oh, so I guess that's what Dad was on too, huh?
If he left the States going overseas, went over
Yeah, in '48
yeah,
he
on
went.
a Liberty ship.
We came back on Victory ships. They were-
Oh, okay.
You were going to liberate.
Okay, now I'm a little slow, but I got it. It was like,
Everybody had a designated spot on the railing, because they're throwing up, seasick. That's my spot.
Now the division, I'm not sure. Probably because see, we had a brigade. I was sitting in a brigade here, so all of the brigade companies they fit on this parade field. But of course now a division is a lot larger than a brigade. So whether an entire division would have fit here, I don't know. But the brigade would have fit here. Over a pack of cigarettes. Well, he was found guilty of murder, and he was buried, someplace out here in the cemetery. The second murder occurred in 1944. Sergeant Skies murdered his girlfriend, Helen Craig. Now, Helen is buried out here, but her gravestone is unmarked. So Skies and Shields, they were initially buried here, but in the 50s, the post commander said, you got two murderers in this cemetery. Dig them up and put them over here, because there was no burials over here. So for many, many years, there were only two graves over there. There was those two murdered soldiers. Well, today the cemetery is full, so there are headstones all the way filling this entire grave. But those two soldiers, Skies and Shields, that's where they are buried. And Helen Craig, the female that was murdered, her grave is out here someplace, but it's not marked. So I can't show you. Yeah, it's unmarked. Right hand corner back here, those last headstones back there, that's John Shields and Skies. They are buried back there.
Okay.
Those are the two soldiers who were hanged here for murder. Now, like I said, B Troop is no longer here. The trap door, all that stuff was inside that building. Straight ahead. Her name was Rose. Rose, I tell you, Rose Murray. She was a civilian employee working at the museum. So let's walk on up here. So Rose Murray is the one who created this statue. When she did it, she had no blueprint, no drawings or anything. Everything you see here was in her head. This is how she visualized what a buffalo soldier would have looked like.
There's a war on. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, we had to stand out in that sun.
Oh yeah.
Look, we had to stand out in that damn sun.
And if you could look at the faces of these guys.
These are kids.
Yeah, these are kids, man.
Look at this. Oh my God, there's a lot of them.
And this, well, see all
And
that
this heat.
Yeah. Now this was their dining facility. This is their mess hall, their dining facility. This building here, and all these other buildings here. This is their
There's
barracks.
some more kids.
Yeah.
It says, Mr. Anderson, a soldier of the 92nd Infantry Division, one of our, my eyes, one of the storied Buffalo Soldier units. You answered the call to fight for freedom abroad, even as you face injustice and segregation at home. Your courage on the battlefield and your dignity in the face of prejudice stands as a testament to true patriotism and unshakable character. Mayor Cleo McCobb and the Sierra Vista City Council of the great city of Sierra Vista honor your sacrifice, your service, and your legacy. We are humbled to welcome you during Buffalo Soldier Days, and we present you this key to our city as a token of our deepest respect and enduring appreciation. key to the city, as well as one of my challenged Buffalo Soldier coins.
You remind me of my visits back to Italy. The Italians are the greatest huggers of all time, and you rank up there with them. In the 2 days that I've been here, you made me feel like family. You've taken me in your arms and given me the same hugs I receive when I go back to Italy. Thank you for that, LaWanna. I never realized that this would be my homecoming. I was here 82 years ago as an 18-year-old soldier, LaWanna. And this was my home from October 1944 to November 1944. Before they put us on a railroad car and took us to the ships that would send us over to Italy. And what I remember most about Fort Huachuca and Sierra Vista is I want to give thanks. You heard the music. It was from the Bouncing Buffaloes, the greatest band that ever hit Europe. And the band that the music you heard tonight reminded me of the Bouncing Buffaloes, which was made up of all the wonderful black musicians from Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Jay McShane, you know the names. And this band brought back wonderful memories. One of the questions that they're going to be asking me is, what do you remember about arriving in Fort Huachuca? Well, as you get older, your memory dims. And my memory has dimmed. And I don't remember. They said, well, don't you remember they taught you how to dig a foxhole? I said, I don't remember. And don't you remember, but the thing that I do remember are the marches on the parade ground, and led by that wonderful Bouncing Buffalo band. And if anybody remembers the movie Soldier Story, well, the last scene in Soldier Story was the soldiers leaving on the train to the tune of St. Louis March. And that was the same song that they were playing when they marched us out of here to go over to Italy. But there's going to be some questions, and I hope I can answer most of them. And again, thank you so much for the warm welcome that all of you have given me in the 2 days that I've been here after 82 years. Thank you again.
So on behalf of the Southwest Association of Buffalo Soldiers, the city of Sierra Vista, Fort Huachuca, welcome Mr. Anderson Pollard. And Mr. Pollard, for me, when I say welcome home, I really mean it. So welcome home, brother.
Thank you.